Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner, and welcome to Selling Power's Daily Report. Today we have the pleasure of meeting with Keith Rosen. He's the author of 2 books. One is Closing the Sale, the other one is Cold Calling, and the 3rd book he's writing right now is about sales coaching. Welcome, Keith.
Thank you, Gerhard.
Keith, today we have a challenge. I have 3 salespeople for you. One has just been promoted to become a manager, and you need to help that manager identify coaching opportunities and do it better.
Okay.
The second person has a problem with handling customer objections, and the 3rd person has a problem with cold calling. So, Keith, are you ready to meet those people?
Gerhard, I'm ready to meet and coach these people to more success.
They're waiting in the next room. Let's go.
All right, that's great. Looking at your new position, what do you see as the top 3 challenges being a new manager?
I'm managing my team's time effectively, managing my time effectively. I'm no longer focused just on driving revenue for myself, but my team's overall success.
So you're making this adjustment now from being a single producer. Now you have a team of several people, if not more, to go ahead and be responsible for. How does that affect your time every day?
Well, it's constantly being pulled in several directions, right? And it's the ability to kind of focus in on what the main goal is and keep everyone moving in the same direction. I think that's one of the biggest challenges I have right now.
And looking at your team now and looking at your responsibilities, after all, going from being someone who's only responsible for yourself to someone who's now responsible for a team, that also requires not only a change in your mindset, but also a change in your skill set. After all, you're now taking on a new role, and with any new role comes with a new opportunity for you to sharpen your skills as a leader and as a manager. So what about your team? How do you typically support them and motivate them?
How do I balance between micromanaging and making sure they have the tools and the motivation necessary to be successful? So I spend a lot of my time bringing in educational resources and people to help them understand what services we offer, which are constantly changing. So keeping track of that has been a significant part of my day.
So do you find yourself being, at times, being that omnipotent answer man?
Definitely. And it's difficult to stay focused when you're constantly being asked questions and driven in a lot of different directions.
So a lot of times your people are coming to you for the answers, coming to you with questions and...
Yeah, absolutely.
You think there might be a different approach there?
How so?
A lot of the challenges that I see with managers is that when they're in their position and things are moving so fast, miles and miles a minute, when people come to them for solutions, the manager is very quick to just go ahead viscerally and just give them the solution. But think about the message that we're sending our team every time we keep giving them the message.
Right.
Every time we keep giving them the answer. What type of atmosphere are we creating?
Chaotic.
Yeah.
Right.
And what are we actually training our salespeople to do every single time we're that problem solver for them?
Absolutely. I think the ability to enable them to make their own decisions is a very worthwhile goal.
So what happens a lot of times is we as managers, we feel we're the problem solver. We feel that we have to be the firefighter for all our employees' challenges.
Right.
So our people come to us constantly over and over again.
Right.
We give them the solution, and what we're really training them is, hey, if you have a problem, come on and see me. I'll help you out. I'll solve your problem. And here's the kicker. What happens when the solution you give them is the wrong one? So really what that comes down to is how do you build in that accountability? How do you as a manager now shift from not just being a manager, but really being a coach to your team? And as a coach, what that means is really giving the problems back to them because you feel as your manager that your people truly have the answer.
Right.
And what I find is to keep up, you need the right answers. But to get ahead, you need the right questions. Questions are going to empower your people to come up with the solutions on their own. So they've come to you the first time. You've given them the solution. Now, theoretically, they should know the process to use the next time they're in a situation.
Right.
So now that salesperson is coming to you for a 3rd time. Theoretically, you've given them the solution. What question can you ask them now to empower them to come up with the solution that you just gave me before?
How did you handle this last time? How was it successful?
Excellent.
Did it work for you?
By asking these questions, you're now uncovering what they know.
Okay.
And you're also uncovering what they don't know, Shane. By uncovering what they don't know, that's the gap. You coach in that gap.
Okay.
You coach what's missing.
I love that approach because it allows, it empowers people with me, and it gives them the feeling that they can start to answer these things on their own, and it also frees up my time, which would be nice.
Oh, yes, and that's the actual byproduct of this philosophy of coaching is that you get to free up your time. You get to have more time on your plate to handle with the strategic direction of building and coaching your team. What new possibilities do you see that are now open for you as a manager?
Well, obviously, building more time into my day, right, and giving them the ability to think more on their own. Yeah, helping them grow up, right, helping them to develop the skills that they need to develop their professional career.
Well, great. Well, thanks for your time today.
Thanks. Thank you.
So Keith, let's talk about Shane for a second. What opportunities do you think you've opened for him right now?
By him becoming more of a coach to his staff and empowering them to be more accountable, it's going to make his job a lot easier. It's going to free him up to focus more on the direction and the growth of his team and the company, and not let him be bogged down with the minutia from the day-to-day problem solving that many managers find themselves in.
Final question. What are the chances of that lesson to stick with Shane?
With Shane, it sounded like he was pretty open to it. There wasn't a lot of resistance. So I think we're dealing with someone who is truly open to making profound positive changes. He's open to his own growth. He's open to learning more things that are going to make his job more effective and make him more successful.
Yeah, what I like best about it that you have made Shane aware of his shortcoming without making him feel embarrassed. And I want to congratulate you.
Oh,
Great
thank
job.
you very much. Thanks, Gerhard.